So I hear people online all day long praying and rebuking. They're rebuking the virus. You know, but I keep hearing say, till things back to normal. Bless everybody till things get back to normal. And
the normal way wasn't good.
It wasn't it.
Good,
it wasn't
bro.
it. Like it wasn't working. And it may have been working. You know, some people are privileged. So it may have been working for some people, and there's a lot of times the people that I hear praying like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's others that's praying just God just do something because I ain't had nothing before no way. Right? There's two different prayers. And a lot of times those prayers are more submitted than the others. Some of those prayers be like, Lord, save the way that it's been for me because I've been comfortable and I work hard to get comfortable like this.
Yeah.
And there are some that has never been comfortable and say, God, listen, I ain't got nothing, so all I got is you.
Yeah.
It's very hard to pray that prayer when you have things.
Yeah.
Rich young ruler.
Yep.
Right. And
All day.
I know God to love us so much to not let us be poisoned with society around us. Welcome to the RedIn30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and us, all using red words.
Using red words. Black.
All right. We are in here today. This is RedIn30, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you, all using red words. We're here. What's up? What's up, y'all?
What up?
You good?
What up?
What's up, bro? You good?
Building.
Yo, so listen, we're here. We're here again. We're excited about what we're gonna talk about today. Before I start, let me introduce. So y'all got the regular, my bro, Pastor J in this thing.
Pastor J.
Give it up.
Shoot the J.
Shoot it. Shoot the J. And then we have a special guest
Yeah.
today, pinch hitting for the lovely Nakia. She's here in the building. She was just pinch hitting for, but he's sitting in the light skin for light skin.
Yes.
Light skin.
My bro, we call him the Puerto Rican Prince.
Puerto Rican
Puerto Rican Poppy. Puerto Rican Poppy.
You know.
Rogers.
Why y'all get so excited?
Please say the S.
Yes.
Rogers. Please say the S, but we call him Raj. What up,
Yeah.
Raj?
What up?
What's good, bro? You here?
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time coming.
You look a lot more comfortable, bro.
You do. You're not as red this time.
Yeah.
The air's on, so you know it's
The air on,
sweating like I was last time.
Last time he had that.
It was
Something.
So we're here, RedIn30.
And we got who else here with us?
Hey, you know. I mean, I'm here. So
Stay
fresh.
I'm here. We need to put that on there and put a reverb on there. Gunshots.
Still stay fresh.
Stay fresh. First of all, let me get my intro, then I got to get to somebody right quick. Just got to do it.
like that.
I'm not going to be doing this every week, but I'm going to do it today.
Today.
This is the first one, okay? But RedIn30, RedIn30.com is a 30-day reading of the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. We love the entire Bible. We believe the Bible is a story about who we are, but we believe the red words tell us who we are in the story and who we should be. So, if you've never gone on there, RedIn30.com, it's a 30-day reading of the Gospels, 3 chapters a day. The more and more you read, the more and more you consume. Jesus is the way, and he is who we are.
Yep.
You find out that you're one with God. That's cool?
Yeah.
We got the intro. Now that we got that out the way,
Let's get to business.
let me get to a little business before we start on our subject today. You don't know you own, right?
Yeah.
Or you don't know you popping until you get like a troll. Let me not say a troll. Let's just say somebody that's giving an opinion.
A hater?
Could be that. I didn't feel any anger vibes reading the comment, but I felt like you watched this one episode, picked the stuff that you didn't like from jump because you probably got challenged from the beginning. Because this podcast is very challenging. It challenges everyday religion. It challenges your norm. It challenges all the good things that you thought you had in place, and then it wipes them out. So it's kind of hard to take. You need some water and some juice and stuff to take it. You know what I'm saying? So
He needs some milk.
I gotta change my diction. So I've got to RedIn30. Like I'm
Change
gonna start
your
talking.
diction, boy.
Right. I'm not gonna stay on this, but
What does that even mean, though?
Sometimes people.
Proper.
Let me say this. What you have to do when watching this podcast is we're on episode. What episode we on?
We are on episode.
What
you got
episode
it right.
we on?
Say it. 28 Spanish.
Say it in Spanish. 28 in
Say
Spanish.
28 in Spanish.
Like you gotta say it in Spanish. Like say episode 28 in Spanish. Yeah.
28.
Oh, Puerto Rican party.
All right. So what
We're
happened?
not calling. He's really like Puerto Rican.
He really Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Rep.
Yeah.
So But so when you get comments now, you know that you're really making a difference, and somebody's coming on your page. So we appreciate it all.
Yep. Keep coming.
I'm not really gonna be answering everybody all the time, but it was just the first, so I had to kind of answer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you just the first one that jumped in. So
Yeah, I always got to pop that cherry at one point.
But a few different things, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Yeah, true. That's true. That's true.
True story, bro.
True story. True story.
True story, bro.
Eventually,
oh my
right?
God, this is going great already.
Eventually,
Hey, so but to say to said person, anybody else watching, we're not
we
going to be
appreciate
addressing
it.
it all the time. We appreciate it. I'm glad you're paying attention. I think that in order to really, you can't really jump, and I said this in the comment, you can't really jump into a series on an episode that's far in and then describe the whole series.
Yeah, right.
You got to jump in, you got to see from start to end to really get context.
Right.
And I know, all that's fun and games, whatever, so don't take offense. But when talking like we talk about this, the point of this is to be edgy. The point of it is not to be conformed to the normal way things were, because Jesus never was.
Right.
We go look at Jesus. I mean, Jesus probably would have got some of the same comments just because he was doing stuff a little different than Elijah or Abraham or John the Baptist, who's right before him.
Sure he did. Just behind his back.
You know what I'm saying? And so you have to watch and catch context. Even one of the things we like to talk about in RedIn30 is not being biblically selective.
Yeah.
You know how we do, right? Like we pick a scripture. We've been doing this for you. Pick a scripture and make a whole sermon out of it, and we don't even know who they're talking to. What's the point? And so context is key. So
It is.
just had to get that out the way right quick.
Context is key.
Won't be doing it every time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
There's always got to be a sacrificial lamb.
sacrificial lamb.
Got to be.
The first shall be last, and the last shall be
praised.
I don't even know if that's in context, but you know what I mean.
Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy.
So today, y'all,
What we got on the agenda for the day, man?
I think that today's conversation is going to be pretty dope because the way I've learned God, and y'all can kind of speak to it on your own, but the way I've learned God, and I'm still learning, and I'm learning them through Jesus too, is that he never does things the way that we think they're supposed to be done.
Correct.
Does that make sense? Like, he never really gives you exactly what you ask for the way, yeah. Right, the way you ask for. So, so scriptures like, they say, my thoughts are not your thoughts, my ways. That's Old Testament, right? Ways are not your ways. And there's another one, New Testament says, I have not seen, or it hurt, right? You get those and you really start understanding that how God sees things is so, I don't care what school you graduated from, how long you've been in ministry, or how long you've been in church, how holy you think you are or aren't. You know what I'm saying? Your mind can never conceive how God sees it.
Right.
Make sense? Right? And so, that being said.
Necessarily.
Right. And so, that being said, I know you ask for fruit, God will give you a seed until you work it. You know what I'm saying? But I ask you for some apples, God. No. All right, you want apples?
Yep.
And he's actually giving you apples. He's actually giving you perpetual apples.
Right. More than what you asked for.
More than what you asked for. But because our mind can be small, we can be our mind can be trending in a certain direction. We have a certain language that we speak, a certain way that we think of things. Then when he does do what he does, we may be limiting his process and saying that it's not him working. Right. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like he could be doing something and changing something in you, but because it doesn't look like your idea of change,
right,
or what your idea of what it's supposed to look like, then you begin to lose faith or second guess or why God. Y'all get it?
Yep.
Yeah, and I think that's something to be spoken to, because just because you don't see something happening or just because you don't see it like you think you should doesn't mean what's supposed to be happening isn't happening.
Right.
God, we always like to say God is sovereign.
Right.
That means he got a bird's eye view and he knows way more. And I think, and we'll speak to it some. And I got like a couple scriptures we'll talk about. We'll just kind of run it.
Yeah.
But I think this is what's going on currently in our nation and our world. And there's gonna be some y'all get y'all water. If y'all watching right now, y'all get some water.
And some lemon.
And some lemon. Matter of fact, one of y'all, hey, I want to do this. Somebody who's one of y'all, I wanted to go live So if anybody who's ever got the RedIn30 account, I wanted to go live so people can see it. I just thought about it earlier and I forgot. So ain't nobody moving. So one of y'all move and kind of do it and go live real quick so they can see it online. But in this time of day, right? Like I think we do a lot of y'all, come on, we've been in church. How long Ryan's been in church? Like
Forever.
it's like woke up in that mother. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
Church? This is what
been.
it is? Like
since-
forever, bro,
since
right?
born.
Since
Born.
been,
So
yeah.
we've heard all the prayers, all the worships, all the glories, all the atmospheres, all the prophecies, what's about to come, what's about to happen, who ain't coming, who gonna come, who gonna get the glory, all that stuff, right? And no diss, I'm not making fun of it, but we have a tendency to really ask God for a lot. And that's okay. He said, ask and you receive. You know what I'm saying? But we ask God for a lot, not expecting him to do it his way, but we want him to do it the way that we see it. And when it doesn't come the way that he sees it or we see it, we think he tripping. Like God tripping.
True.
Or we think he's forsaken us.
Yeah.
We go there so quick when he's never going to do it the way that
we think.
The way that we think. Because it wouldn't be faith, bro.
It wouldn't be. And that would make him common.
Yeah,
If we could think of what he would do.
right. It'd be just like, it wouldn't be no, faith is the substance of things hoped for, future, and the evidence of things
Not
seen. That means you can't see it, right? You know what I'm saying? And so God operates, they said the just shall live by
faith.
Paul said, the life that I now live in the flesh, I live by the
Faith.
faith of the Son of God. Like this, Jesus even said in Matthew 11:22, he says, have faith in God. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to challenge you, and it's going to be something that you've never seen before. But here's the tough part. Sometimes it doesn't come in the way that's comfortable or convenient for you.
Yeah.
I wrote down on my phone, change is never comfortable or convenient. True change. It's never comfortable or convenient. You know what I'm saying? Always put you in a place, because if my circumstances change, then I have to change too. Imagine going swimming, right? Right? Well, the circumstance is going to change because you're going to get in some water, right? Right? So you have to change your outfit. You don't have to change your outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You keep your socks on.
I do.
Right?
Swim with socks on.
You knew that? Did you know that?
We've seen it before.
It's the only way
but
to swim, bro.
I didn't know you did it like all the time.
Everybody's missing
Like
it.
he likes it. Like he'll go put on socks to get in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, bro.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
That's weird, dude.
Pretty weird, dude.
Everybody else is weird.
That's weird.
Oh, everybody else but you?
Everybody
Oh,
else is
okay. All
weird,
right. So then everybody trending that way you do that. Okay. All right. But you would have to change clothes to profitably, the environment.
The environment,
to
yeah,
really
yeah.
fit with the environment. And so the same thing, a lot of times we want change, but we don't realize that the change begins, yes, everything around you has changed, but you have changed and everything in you got to change. So once again, we're at a time now where we tend to ask for revival. And we ask God to send his glory. Or we tell God to send his presence, or change atmospheres, or we ask God to.
Always. Every
there's so
Sunday.
many different ways to say it. I mean, can you think of other phrases? Like, there's so many phrases we can say to do it. The latter rain, and all the different ways, right? But we don't. What does the glory do when it gets here? We never get to that part. How does?
I don't think nobody really expect that or really know what to do if that when that happens. Like
What, and you don't even know what it looked like.
Yeah.
Now, the Old Testament, them jokers used to know what it looked like. When the glory came, somebody was dying.
yeah.
Like when the glory came in the Old Testament, that's why they said you couldn't even look at God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When the glory came,
It's over with.
somebody about to lay down.
Yeah.
Because the glory, whatever we call it, the glory comes in and it brings everything to order. It's what it brings God's will into order.
Uh-oh. Keep going.
No. We need to think about this for a minute.
Yeah.
Because send your glory, like, okay? Are you sure this is what you want?
Right.
Now, I think you got the wrong G word. You really need to be asking for grace. You got the wrong G, right? I think it's 5 letters in both of them, right? Like, you got the wrong 5-letter G word, right? Like, you got the wrong one, bro.
Yeah.
I think you need to be asking for grace because you keep asking for the glory, and I'm gonna send it.
Yeah.
And when it comes,
That's it. It's a wrap. You can't do nothing else about it now.
it's got to do what it's supposed to do.
Yep.
you know, a friend of mine was calling it, you know, we in the age of God is relentless love, and God loves you. He chased down a wall and jump over a wall for your love. You know all these songs, you know, and all that stuff is cool, but they don't know the other guy. He's the same dude, but they don't know the, you know, flip over tables in the church. Jesus, that was representing God too. And God's flipping over tables is a lot different.
Vengeance side.
Nobody
want that vengeance.
Nobody want a back slap. Everybody want a hand rub, but not a back slap. And so,
But the back slap is necessary.
it wakes you up.
It's necessary.
Yeah, the hand rub make you go to sleep.
Oh, absolutely.
Back slap, be like,
You rub me on my belly, on my head, it's over with.
you be like, am I bleeding? That's a wrap. Oh, y'all heard it. Church Bay just said it.
Oh, but come on, bro.
Church Bay just said if you rub with your head and your back.
I'm good, bro.
Let's say it again.
Come on, bro.
You know they're gonna replay it. They're gonna be like at 22 minutes.
I'm good, bro.
I'm just so you now y'all know.
But that's it. Because we just talking about the rubbing. The rubbing will take you.
Yep.
It'll take you under. It'll put you to sleep.
This is a real
Yeah. That's what it do, huh?
But that back slap though.
But that back slap though. So a lot of times justice in God's terms is that. And once again, I'm walking slow with this because I don't want anybody to be offended, but truth is truth regardless. I think that
Because we got to remember the flood too, bro.
we've got to remember the flood, bro.
We got to remember that.
We got to remember the flood. And he did say he'd never flood the earth again like that.
Like that. With water.
With water. But he never said he wasn't going to do some other things to change what's going on.
Right.
And a couple of things I want to say too. The earth is as large and the fullness thereof. The world and they that dwell in it. Well, I thought people were the world. You know, John 3 said, God so loved the world. They was like, that's people. Nope. The world and they that dwell in it. So that means that's two different entities.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So when the God so loves the world, he's not talking about God so loves people. He does.
Right.
But he's not saying God so loves people. He said he so loved his harmony that he set up, and people are involved.
Yep.
Not only are people involved, but I involved myself inside of people. Right? You get it?
From the beginning.
Right? But when you tend to unalign yourself with the harmony that I created with you in mind, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
You become a cancer.
And you know, with cancer, we got to remove cancer.
Remove it. It's a tumor. Like we got to remove you. You are defective to the body.
It's true, bro.
So what we do is, and y'all just listen to me. What we do is we ask God to send His glory, send revival, and then when it gets here, it may not look like what you think it looks like, so you rebuke it, or you begin to pray against it because it makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
Like I believe that overall in the world we've become weak because of so much availability. I like availability. I like access to different things, right?
Yeah.
But I don't let access to things have access to me. That makes sense? Like I don't let it run me.
Right.
Because I'm always thinking, you know, we like to camp. Right? We're going to camp and stuff like that. And I'm like, I always tell people like, yo, like, if it get there, we're going to live.
Absolutely.
I don't care.
Regardless.
I don't care who else, whatever they're doing, we're going to live.
Yep.
I'll get there.
If we got to eat some squirrel, you know what I'm saying, or we got to go whatever,
Yep.
we going to make it. I get my dogs out the backyard, and then we roll it.
Bro, anytime we almost burnt the city down, bro,
Tribe.
and we survived,
We almost burnt the city down. That tree had to be, what, about 50, 60 feet tall?
Literally.
Yeah. And
was
the
up
whole
there,
tree was
bro.
on fire.
yeah.
In the way, out of nowhere. And like,
It was
I don't even know how we do
Dude,
it.
they
Shout
called
out
the people on us, dog. Like
did.
helicopters.
helicopters, yeah, like for real. Shout out to EJ, because that boy was
That
like,
fire retardant
he was
jacket,
super.
boy.
That boy out there killing that flame,
I
boy.
ain't never seen that dude go Super Saiyan like that, bro.
I thought we was gonna go to jail, bro.
Dog, me too.
But we survived, bro.
We did. We made it. I thought we was going to jail though.
We didn't run.
I thought we was gonna burn down the whole city of Darrow.
Yeah. It started looking bad because it started spreading too.
Yeah.
Because it was real dry at that
And it was
time.
like patches. I was like, what are we gonna do?
I was like, Lord. That, hey,
but
that's
he
one
made
of
a
the
way.
greatest displays of teamwork I'd never seen. No.
Yeah, everybody forgot about everything.
Everybody
It
was
like,
humble. Everybody was me.
Go to work. Nobody was pissed. It was like,
Everybody got these hands on everything, bro.
man, he made a way.
And we gonna survive.
We survived. And so, what I'm talking about, we're just going to survive when things get bad. Oh, because we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're so comfortable, when things get uncomfortable, the first prayer that your self-righteousness, your self gratification, yourself, if it's about you, the first prayer you want to pray is, let it all go away so we can get back to normal. But I thought we wanted revival.
Not like that.
I thought we wanted the glory. I thought we wanted a change in the nation and a change. I've seen them preach all day long. Bring a change in the nation, God. I see them with a strong voice.
Oh yeah.
People want control, bro.
They want control.
They want control. They want it on their terms.
Yeah.
God don't work like that.
Yeah. So we constantly trying to make God be like us, right?
Yeah, right.
But it's the other way around. That's when people get offended, right? I mean, that's all we're talking about is people getting offended. We've seen it,
Right.
with everybody Jesus ministered
Yep.
to all the way till today, right? We talking about this show, like, right? All the planting, all the upheaval, like that's just people getting offended at God trying to make them more like Him instead of being more like what they want them to be, right? That's all we're talking about.
That's what we talking
That's
about.
literally all we're talking about.
That's
bro.
it. And when he starts working like he does, right? The only way, and this is cool, the only way that we recognize what God is really doing is to be one with him.
All right.
Because then you see how he sees, even when it doesn't look like what the next human being thinks it should look like.
Right.
You know, Jesus, one thing I love about Jesus, thank God for Red Words, RedIn30.com. One thing I love about Jesus is that Jesus would do what he do, and he said he would close the door upon men. I said, no, I ain't read that right. And see, before I was reading Red30, I never knew him like that. So I knew him from Jesus loves everybody, and I knew the hot scriptures. For God so loved the world, and love your neighbor. I knew the hot ones, right?
Yeah.
So you can have a tent on that without context. I think that Jesus is nice, soft-spoken guy. But then I saw him flipping over tails, like, or maybe he got mad that one time.
Yeah.
But then I realized that was God's will. I realized that Jesus' point was to not be thinking of everything around you and connecting your identity to that, because those things are temporal, temporary. But to connect yourself with what's eternal, which is God, which is who you are from the beginning, unchanging. And so he begins to tell us, take no thought what you're gonna eat, what you're gonna drink, what you're gonna wear. Matthew 6, right? For a reason. And I remember we said this in another episode we did. It says, take no thought. Remember when boy said, what that means? He said, don't think. I said, no, that's not what it is. It means don't take a thought left or right.
Yeah.
Don't take the good thoughts and don't take the bad thoughts. Take the inside thoughts. Because whatever thought you connect your identity to will take you anywhere that side goes. So God says, then he says another time, ain't nobody left houses and lands. He starts naming all this stuff. Another time he says, he who finds his life is going to lose. He who loses his life in my sake. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He tell the rich and ruler, go sell what you got. What are you talking about? I thought you gave me this business. I thought you gave me all these things. I thought that was the blessings of God.
Yeah.
That ain't it. That ain't it. We was talking about it earlier. They say Isaac, I never read this. In the Old Testament, Isaac sowed in the day of famine. We like to use that. They say Isaac sowed in the day of famine and received 100-fold return, right? And then after that it says, and the Lord blessed him. For years, I thought that the 100-fold return was the blessing.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just a response to what he did. The blessing came after he did what he was supposed to do, after his response. And blessed means kneel. Most people don't know that. So I thought all this, I thought you gave me all this, and he may have, just like he did Job. Right?
Yep.
But I need you. I don't want your stuff. I need to know that I got your heart, regardless of good or bad. Regular relationship, right? We all homeboys, right?
Right.
We homies. We go to war. We'll fight somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we want to know fight, right? But we want to, as friends. What makes you friends the most is to know that no matter what the circumstance is, you're still gonna be solid.
Yep.
If you're going through it, you know what I'm saying, or something not going well, we're still gonna be solid. That doesn't matter.
Right.
Any relationship, whether it be a romantic relationship, the thing that you want to know is that people are gonna be consistent, whether things are good or bad. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this, what makes you think that God is any different? And so he checks you. Jesus was the God in the flesh, so he's checking you on these things. If things don't go so favorable, can you take up your cross? right? You only take up your cross for one thing. That's to go die.
Yep.
It really
That's what those are for.
challenges perspective. And we're here now in a point in our country, in our world, and I don't want to overhype it, right? But even if this does pass quicker than normal and things go back to quote unquote normal, you better believe that it has been a test for something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And we're seeing what everybody's made of to an extent. And
It's a terrible indication.
it's a terrible indication, right? But see, once again, revival and the glory, sin, the glory and all that don't always look like what you think it looks. I can prove it to you. I want to prove it
And
to
that's
you?
a good thing.
That's a good thing. Because
Good thing.
I mean, who watches a movie and knows what? Like we was at the table today laughing about it, man. It was like, you like people to tell you what's going on in the movie? I got two sister-in-laws, right? That really like to hear about the movie before the movie.
Why?
I don't know. I guess they don't want suspense, or I don't know. They really like one of my sister-in-laws will go and look up the synopsis online in detail to tell you like minute by minute what's going on while she's watching the movie.
What?
Yeah, bro. I'm like, man, I could have saved your ticket. Like I ain't never paying for a ticket for you to go to the movie because you could, right? And then I found out today that my other sister-in-law the same way. Like she likes to. Like she wants somebody to tell her what the movie is. Now we're not talking about scary movies.
Yeah.
Scary movies cool. Like somebody they about to jump out. All right, cool.
Yeah.
We talking like just
Comedy.
what Disney movie,
family,
like right,
yeah.
like tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
It is.
But
I don't want to know. Just let me watch it and see.
under normal circumstances, we wanna be a part of the adventure. And so, you know, like I said, right now is the time. Who's not to say that this isn't a revival?
It is.
It actually is a revival. Look up the etymology since our etymology. Shout out to Nakia. She not here, so I'm a slide this. I'm gonna slide this to
the fellow light skinned
the
brother.
fellow light skinned
Yeah.
brother because
Revive.
light skinned people read a little bit.
Do I have to use my other diction?
Yeah, make sure your diction is right.
Make sure your
bruh.
diction is right.
Hold on, pause. Revive.
Get off. Hey, so revive is the etymology. You know,
Yeah, the word
etymology is
revive.
where the word originally comes from.
Yeah.
What you say? I don't worry about it. I'll go back and play it.
Easy there.
Easy. Whoa.
Easy.
So yeah, go ahead and read it.
So revive. Excuse me. Early 15th century.
Early 15th century.
Return to consciousness.
Hold on. Return to consciousness.
Return to
So
consciousness.
that means you were away from
You left.
being conscious. Oh,
left.
okay. What else?
Restore to health.
Restore. Oh, right now restoring the health. That's crazy because I don't want to stop you, but like they're saying like a bunch of like news, like they're saying that like the water's getting clearer in Italy. They say they're seeing the sky in China for the first time in years. They say the animals are starting to come back out. Bro,
Right.
Bourbon Street is cleaner than ever.
Clean,
What?
bro.
That's a natural.
Never seen it in. It's a miracle.
That's a natural miracle, boy. I ain't
Never seen it in my life.
seen
Not
Bourbon
never.
Street clean like it is right now, boy. That's
Show me
crazy.
the picture that I was like, what street is
That's
that?
a lie. Somebody photoshopped that. What is that? San Francisco? They ain't in New Orleans. What is that?
This the original Bourbon Street must be before anybody got on that
It was the
motherfucker.
first day they built it, huh?
That was clean, bro.
Right, but it restored the health, right? What else it said?
From Latin, to live again.
What? That means you was dead?
Come on, Jesus.
Gotta be. Can't live again without
Being dead, huh?
being dead for you.
To revive. They got another one on there? I don't know if they had another one.
They break it up to live again, meaning one more. Bring back to notice or fashion.
Bring back the notice of fashion. Now, that's what revive. That's the word revival has become a religious term, right? That we done made all super deep and spiritual, but it really means bring back to life, right? And to return to fashion, to return to consciousness, to restore health. Sounds like our world. It sounds like our country. Sounds like our state, right? Like it literally sounds like the thing that needs to be done. But because it's uncomfortable,
Yeah.
so I hear people online all day long praying and rebuking. They're rebuking the virus, you know. But I keep hearing say, "Till things back to normal." Bless everybody till things get back to normal. And
The normal way wasn't good.
it wasn't. It wasn't
not
it.
good,
It wasn't
bro.
it. Like it wasn't working. And it may have been working. Some people are privileged. So it may have been working for some people, and there's a lot of times the people that I hear praying like that, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's others that's praying just God just do something because I ain't had nothing before no way. Right? There's two different prayers. And a lot of times those prayers are more submitted than the others. Some of those prayers be like, Lord, save the way that it's been for me because I've been comfortable and I work hard to get comfortable like this.
Yeah.
And there are some that has never been comfortable and say, God, listen, I ain't got nothing, so all I got is you.
Yeah.
It's very hard to pray that prayer when you have things.
Yeah.
Rich young ruler.
Yep.
Right? And
All day.
I know God to love us so much to not let us be poisoned with society around us. That's the God that I know. I know him to love us that much. Now I don't know all the gist of everything right now, so I'm not speaking in dumb terms or just saying that. I'm not talking about people dying. It's sad that people die. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
It's sad that people die. I think that
Never want to see that.
never want to see that. I
wanna
think
see
that a major effort that should happen after all of this is over is that there should be a major health wave, which is something that we neglect. Like in ungodly ways.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's $1 billion industries for so much food that's unhealthy. And so I'm not even getting on that. I'm not a health nut like that, but I know how to be healthy, and I know when I'm off on the other end, and I know I've changed my ways a lot. You know what I'm saying? And so I can see simple things. I hadn't seen anybody say anything about changing the way they eat at all. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not even getting specific on that. I think revival comes, but it doesn't look the way that we expect it to. That's crazy, right? That's wild. And I think that's where it's at. And maybe you're getting what you ask for, but don't rebuke revival.
Yeah.
I'll prove it to you. Y'all want to prove it to you? Scripture. Y'all know the scripture. So Jesus, and I ain't gonna go to the detail of it because we talk about it a lot, but Jesus, he's talking to whom do men say that I am. You remember now, right before that he had to stun on them because they didn't realize what was going on. So you got to read it, RedIn30.
Yeah.
I think it's Matthew 16. So he goes on, and so he said, who do you say that? And then he said, Peter said, thou art the Christ, Son of the living God. Like, we are excited. Jesus turns up, he said, blessed art thou, son of a flesh and blood, not revealed this, da. He said, so, and thou art Peter, upon this rock I'll build my church. Then he goes off, the gates of hell shall not prevail, right? We preach that in church, right? We excited about it. And whatever you bind on, I'll give you the keys of the kingdom. Oh, we got the keys now. Whatever you bind on earth, keys. Whatever you bind on earth. I made me jump a little bit. Whatever, come on. I wasn't the spirit, I was nervous.
I said, that's
right?
strong?
He did. He liked that part of it, right? Keys. I heard the reverb. Do it again, bro. Do it again. Oh, yeah, but we got a nice little reverb in the room. Yeah, all right.
Come on.
Put a record in here.
Motown.
Right, Motown. Give me a mic. So now I get the keys. Whatever you bind on earth, bound in heaven. Oh, that's what we've been waiting for. Send your glory. Whatever you loose on earth, be loose in heaven. Oh, loose in heaven? I'm going to loose it? Oh, man, we powerful now, but we popping. Right? And he goes on. And then he says, the next scripture, is verse 20, he says, and Jesus charged them. I made a strong suggestion to them, gave them a strong demand not to tell people that he was Jesus the Christ. I said, what? Don't tell nobody? I thought now that we know, we're supposed to tell everybody. All right, that's another podcast. Yeah. But then he says right after that, he says this. Watch. It says then Jesus began to. How did he say it? Because I want to. Let me read it exactly like he said it, because it's a word in there. Yeah, Hold on, let me get to it. Matthew 11. Matthew 16, I'm tripping.
I think it's like, what, verse 21?
Then it says, from that time forth, which means not before then, but after they had said who he was, after not Jesus feels, okay, now I can explain to you how this goes. Because if I would have told you before, if I'd have told you that it was going to happen like this, you would have started doing exactly what's about to happen to me right now. Yeah. Or at least he thought. So he said, from that time forth, began Jesus to show unto his disciples. The next word is how. It says he began to show unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and the chief priests and the scribes. Here we go. Here's the kicker, right? And I guess they were like, all right, word. Yeah. Word, they're going to. Oh, you listen to something until it go left. Oh, word, yeah, oh, word. Whoa. And then it says, and be killed. Yeah. Everybody hit the skirt, hit the brakes right there, right? It's like,
Chill.
they kill you. They're going to kill me because I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's the mindset. And be killed and be raised again and raised again the third day. Now that's pretty good. You're going to get up.
They stopped listening before that.
They stopped listening to her killed.
Yeah, you say what, Jesus?
Nah,
Dead.
Kill who?
I'm good.
What? Mine went blank. Right?
They turn it off, bro.
And immediately, the next scripture, 22, it says, and Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. Let's go back now. I'm going to give you the key. Everybody, whoa. Come on, don't look like church right now? Don't like church? Don't like, well, not today, but don't like church?
Virtual church, bro?
Right, virtual church wasn't popping. They probably was up in the house. Come on, put them up. Put them up. Hey, put them up. In my pajamas, put them up, right?
I would have liked. I wish we could do virtual.
Yeah,
church
bro.
And have like cameras in everybody's house so we can see them
On some
as
of
they
them.
watching.
Yeah,
I want to see all of them, bro.
I
wanna see all of them, bro.
Not in my church. Hey, so
Careful what you ask for.
you gonna receive.
I want to see all of them, bro. I want to see all of them.
But so now we all hype. You know how we do. We pep rally. So you go bound on earth. Woo! Bound in heaven. Loose in heaven. Woo! That's Juicy Daddy. Remember like that, right? Right. I'm sorry, man. Go on, my
Sorry,
truck.
I missed that one.
Right? I know you did. So, hey, so now we all hype. He says, all right, cool.
Bet.
We up there, like we come on, y'all, let's go to the wall. All right. So Jesus like, all right, Coach Jesus, like, all right, team, look, this is how we gonna do it. Y'all ready? This is how it's gonna go. We're gonna go to Jerusalem. We ready. Come on, coach. We're going to Jerusalem. I'm gonna show you how.
Jerusalem.
Right, we're going to Jerusalem, right? We're going there. They're gonna hate on us. The preachers and
let's go.
and the holy people and the hyper, they're gonna hate on us right there, and they're gonna go. We ready? Y'all ready to go? Right? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Nah.
And they're gonna kill us.
Say. Excuse me. Say what?
And so,
Kill like
come again, say
kill?
what? Come again, say what?
Say what?
Kill?
They're gonna kill us.
You say kill? You say kill. You say kill.
No,
Jesus. You say
no kill.
Kill? Like all the way?
Like murder. But hey, yo. So now the morale has dropped down the room.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, yo, but they're gonna kill us.
I don't like
But
that one, Jesus.
We're gonna get up on the third day.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool though. I don't like the kill part.
There it is.
Yeah.
And because we don't like that one part in the play,
I like the revival part, but I don't like the kill.
we like
part.
revival. But ain't no revival
Without the killing.
without a death. So
So you can live again.
So you can live again and be better. Come back to consciousness. We talked about it last week. That's what it means to be born again. You can't be born again if you hadn't died first.
Right. All right.
That's really what the conversation is. So now you want born again ways, but you don't want to go the way of death.
There's only one way.
So come on, tell me what this looks like now. Tell me the parallel here. And now Peter begins to rebuke Jesus, saying, "Be it far from thee." Right? And he's really trying to say, "Be it far from me." He's really saying,
we.
"Yeah, be it far from we." Right? We don't want to. You know what I'm saying?
We don't want them.
I laughed last week when we were clowning Peter, man, because I was like, "How you cut an ear off?" What was you talking about?
yeah,
How you probably was like, "Leave Jesus alone."
You better stop.
How you hit somebody's ear, bro? Like an ear, bro. Like you cut an ear
And miss
off
the whole head.
with a sword. Like you would have to hold the ear and do like this to get it off.
Yeah.
You can only accidentally do that. Like you got to close your eyes and be like, That's the only way you can really get that. You'd hit the neck or something if you was looking, right?
I mean, maybe he won't touch him like that, bro. Maybe he want to like touch him up a little bit.
Right, but like even to get the ear, bro, like ain't no way. That has to be an accidental look away.
Bro, I can hit you right here, bro.
No, ain't no way, because you had to hit my shoulder. You'd have been hitting me on my side of my forehead or something, man.
Maybe that was the thing back then, though. Like maybe cutting off ears was like
That was it?
was it.
Oh, they were practicing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Word? So Peter practiced cutting off ears. So he wasn't. So, all right, cool.
I'm going to kill him
cool.
with this one.
Word. All right, word.
Got his
all
ear.
Right, cool. I'll go with that one.
You know, I mean,
Peter, you know how I feel, though. You know how I feel.
Let me get this ear out, you plot.
You know how I feel. But now, here he goes. He rebukes Jesus, saying, "Be it far from thee, Lord." And then Jesus turns around, and I didn't expect this. He turns around and says, And he said, and it says clear what he said. He said it unto Peter. It said, and he said unto Peter, the same that he said it's gonna be a rock. He said unto Peter, right? Mm-hmm. Get behind me, Satan. Get you behind me, Satan. Mm-hmm. For thou art an offense to me. Mm-hmm. For thou savest the things that be not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's that easy to switch, right? Like even if you got the revelation,
even if you got it,
the next minute,
cause self, self-preservation. And it's really this. It's really not. People we don't have problem giving up our lives, our time. Mm-hmm. Say sow your time and sow your right. We don't have a problem doing that. Mm-hmm. But it's when it's time to actually lose your life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or your idea of your life. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sitting here with us. I'm serious. Anybody in the room? I'm serious. This is not an easy thing to do. Yeah. Especially when if you don't have a connotation or a concept of being one with God, and that's all you have. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Because we built our homes and our lives and our ways, and then he says, "What?
Yeah,
I thought this. How you gave me what I prayed for, right? Mm-hmm. But you didn't know the whole story of how it works. Yeah, that was only a beginning to bring you somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's the pregame. I told everybody it's the scrimmage. Mm-hmm. You don't know what your team got till you scrimmage and be like, we need to go back to the right?
Right, not true story.
True story. Mm-hmm. And so,
it's like the wilderness.
right. It's the pregame. Mm-hmm. We got to see if I can really take you all the way. Mm-hmm. And now he just get behind. Then he goes on. I won't go into it, but he says, if any man, well, yeah, I will. Any man, verse 1, any man come after me, let him deny himself.
Yeah, personal. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know where we lose that in translation. Mm-hmm. That's why I think sometimes when people watch this and see this, it's a little challenging to them, and they have to, it's almost like, when somebody holds you down. You ever had somebody try to pin you down when you were small, like you fighting or the first thing you want to do is you're squirming trying to get up, because when something pins you to the wall, the first thing you want to do is get that off of you. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep, instinctively, yeah.
It's just instinct, and I think it's why people say things and they jump out. I think it's why Peter might have jumped out because it offended him. Yeah. That he would have to die because everything was going so good, and his offense immediately turned him into Satan.
Yeah. He probably was very comfortable with the way life was going.
They just fed everybody, left with 12 baskets. They on a boat. He walked on some water. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Life is good.
He's the one that saw everything. He saw the transfiguration, and I don't know if it was before or after this. He saw the transfiguration.
He waking up.
He caught the fish with the money in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? He got the benefit, like all that, the wine at the wedding, like all of that was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it could look like that's what it's about. Mm-hmm. And mind you, I'm not saying that ain't a part of God's plan for good and great things, or what we consider good and great things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we have to have those, and they can't have us.
Right. Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now he goes.
At that point, you get lost in the sauce, bro.
You lost in the sauce, bro. You done. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dead wrong.
Offended. Y'all ever looked up the definition of what it means to be offended?
Look it up.
I don't think we did on etymology yet.
Come on, let's go. I like that. Then he says, why are you looking it up? And he says, deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Mm-hmm. For whoever will save his life is going to lose it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Somebody in the room tell me what that means. What does that mean? Whosoever save his life shall lose it. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. We all trying to save our life. We trying to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her.
Trying to save her by saving her.
We don't love them. I'm just playing. Save. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Right? And then he says, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. What are you talking about? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then when I see stuff like that, I look around. I say, what am I doing? Am I saving my life or am I losing it? Mm-hmm. What is most of my method is it saving me, or am I losing myself? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was just look at the offense. You might have found it on you.
So, and I mean, it's a little long, but I mean, it get kind of good. And so, Like whenever I read this, like it really helps me understand like what's going on. Like when people get offended.
Yep.
And I mean, it goes right along with what we're talking about now. And to me, it explains a lot of stuff, right? So the definition of offend or to be offended means to trip up, to put a stumbling block or impediment in the way, to entice to sin.
Oh,
So you can stop right there.
and sin, you know, sin ain't just like action; it's identity. It's not knowing who you are.
I'm glad you
when
said
you're in
that.
sin, that means all right, go ahead.
Glad you said that, right?
Yep.
To entice to sin, to are you ready for this? To see in another what I disapprove of, and what hinders me from acknowledging his authority.
Wow. Wow.
You ready?
Yeah.
To cause one to judge unfavorably or unjustly of another. To cause one to feel displeasure at a thing. I'm all off the mic, huh?
That boy in there, he said, he called it right. It must have been good. You were drawing towards it, man. What do the last two, what you said? Unfavorable, I think it was.
Yeah, the last two, to cause one to judge unfavorably or unjustly of another, and then to cause one to feel displeasure at a thing.
Wow. Wow, offense. He said you are an offense.
All
to
that
me.
wraps up Peter at that moment.
That was him. That's exactly him. Stumbling block, all that impediment, all that. Like caused me to sin. Like you about to cause me to forget who I am. You just told me who I was.
If offense was a person.
If offense was a person,
Literally.
That's it right there, bro.
should have said Peter. Oh my God. And I know. Dude got mad at me about that about painting Peter like that too. But I'm just the Bible.
Yeah.
Right.
Peter did
Boy,
that to
boy,
himself.
you might be Peter, boy.
Peter, hey, they got a little Peter knowledge, you know what I'm saying? So
Get off my dog.
that's the truth, bro. Shout out to Peters. So what I'm saying is, it's a challenge to do anything like Jesus. We all say we want to be like Jesus. We say he's our say. All that stuff that we say, all the jargon.
I want to be like Christ.
Right. They like Mike.
That boy took it back. You
I
too young
wanna
to know
be- I
about
wanna
that.
be
Boy, what you
like-
know about that, boy?
Boy, I'm
You
going
too
to eat this
young?
baby out your bar.
Hey, we get a soldier boy. You get a soldier boy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Bar, I'm a whole 80 baby out your bar. What you talking
Watch
about?
me. Yeah.
What song is that?
Tell my people to.
I've never heard this song before.
Huh?
What song is that?
Yeah, like that.
What is that?
You know that song?
I don't.
Never heard the song?
I don't recall.
That's Soldier
You've never
Boy.
heard the song?
I don't recall.
You know Soldier Boy?
Who?
Huh? Who?
Hey,
Mike Jones?
you convinced it. You was convinced it, man.
Mike
I already looked at it. I looked in your eyes. I was like, maybe he doesn't know who Soldier Boy is. But yo, like
Talking about
like,
Big Draco?
Big Drake. Tiger.
Drake?
Drake.
That dude is comedy. Dude.
Hey, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Hey, but
bro.
so be
Shout out
like
to Young
Christ.
Draco.
Shout out to Young Draco. We want to be like Christ. Be like Christ. Be like Christ. But then when it's time to DIE, you know what I'm saying? Then we let this cup pass from me. Is there another way to do this? Can we do it another way?
Christ selective.
And so I think that I believe, and I really, it's really something to think about. That I think we are in a moment, right? I think everybody's reflecting right now because they have to. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not much. It's Netflix and reflecting like that's. You know what I'm saying? Who like just watching movies and then reflecting. Hopefully you're reflecting. So like.
Yeah, hopefully
Right.
you're not just watching Netflix and streaming stuff. Bro.
Right. On Netflix and other things that
Yeah.
if you ain't
Chilling.
cross that line, you're supposed to be. Anyway,
Call that
Netflix
quarantine
and
and
chilling.
chill, bro.
quarantine and chill.
They
Quarantine.
gonna have some Christmas babies out here. You better believe.
You better believe it. It's about to happen. Hey, they're gonna name somebody said they're gonna name him Quarantina.
Oh my
Q.
God, bro. I see a baby named Quarantina, bro.
A Coronisha.
It's finna be some
We
of
know,
them.
we know what culture talking about these names.
It's so stupid, man. But I think we're at a place now
Shout out
where
Black Twitter.
I said it last week. I'll say it again. I thank God for Black Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's enlightening my spirit, but sure
funny.
fills me with laughter.
It's
It does,
funny, bro.
So it's medicine.
Black
but,
Twitter
hey,
don't take nothing serious.
They
bro.
don't take
At
anything
all.
serious.
I was like, well, no, they took Kobe serious. I was like, no, they didn't.
No, they didn't. No, they
No,
didn't.
they
They was
did not.
busting jokes. They was busting
jokes, bro.
man. So
Then once it got, serious, they gave me something. But at first, It was jokes, bro. Nobody's exempt.
Nobody's exempt,
Twitter.
bro. Nobody's
Anybody
exempt.
could get it.
Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. But it's funny. I saw a girl the other day, man. She posted something talking about her, a video of her and her boyfriend, and it was like, this would have been our anniversary. So now the comments start going. They're like, but what happened? What happened? And other people jump in talking about he got in an accident, he died, da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, oh, man, I'm sorry, da-da. And one dude was like, so you single now? That's not
Real
funny.
spill.
Oh,
That's,
so you're
bro, that's an honest question.
That's an honest question.
So you're telling me you're available?
So you're available. So you're telling me there's a chance.
That was a year ago. You got to be here by now.
Hey.
I mean, how much time you need?
I'll be here.
Oh my God,
for you.
man. I'll be here for you. I'll be there.
I hope we get over that.
Hold on. Before we go on, I got to get one more Black Twitter thing in.
I'm about to stop. Let me say
No,
this.
we gotta finish. No, we gotta finish,
okay,
bro.
All right, go, because I'm about to bring it home and then.
Yeah, right here. I'm gonna let you bring it home after this, bro.
All right, go.
The thing I like the most, bro, are those future memes, though. Bro, those are the best, bro. Even in the phone, he was like, "It's missing you a symptom." No, I get so much laughter from the future memes, bro. I love Black. Again, thank you, Black Twitter.
Bro, thank you.
I love Black Twitter,
whoever
bro.
the CEO of Black Twitter is, God bless you.
Yeah, the thing you sent out the other day was funny too.
May you never go out of style.
The video with the dude and Jesus and God.
Yeah.
And he was saying, God.
Oh,
I didn't think he was real until the fact.
Yeah, right.
Jesus,
He talking about,
he was doing what? He walking on water.
what he doing? What he walking on? I ain't seen you. Jesus, come out here. I ain't seen you down here be walking on the water and helping people, healing people. What was you doing? Well, at least did you give him something to drink? Did you give him water? He said, yeah, he gave him water. And he turned it into Jesus in the room. We're gonna post this on RedIn30 or whatever. We're gonna put it. I'm gonna find the video. We're gonna put it on the page so y'all can see it.
That was funny.
It was a good one, though. It was a good laugh, bro.
Yeah.
But I guess I want to wrap it up now.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Like the thing is, I believe that we're here, and it doesn't have to be a somber moment. It's only somber for those that don't know their Jesus and don't know God and don't know themselves as being one with both. Mm-hmm. And when we get caught up with everything around us, when those things may get pulled, we tend to think that we've lost ourselves in our identity. But God is still God. Jesus is still Jesus, and we are still one with Him. But it may not always look like you want it to look. And so as we pray for bringing us back to consciousness, revival.
Yeah, but if it looks like what anybody thinks it should look like, then that's not God, that's not glory, that's strategy.
Yeah, strategy.
You made that plan happen, and now this will happen after that.
Deuteronomy says this. I know that's not in the red words, but the Bible, it all works together. It says it all works together, bro. So it says you're gonna think. It said, don't forget the Lord your God, for it's He that giveth thee the power to get wealth, that He may establish His covenant, as He swore unto your fathers. The scripture now. Then He says, because if not, you got to remember Him. Because if not, you're going to think the might of your hand, the power of your hands got you this wealth.
Right.
America, God shed His grace on thee. Right? Like, this is where we are. Right? And we have tendency to be boastful about our creations and our inventions and all the things that we can do, and we think that we whatever. But every person, everything, every situation, every country has needs that it can be brought down to. You know what I'm saying? That's blessed. When God, look up the original word of blessed in the Old Testament, and the first definition is to kneel.
Yeah.
So now when God really blesses you, He kneels you. Is this a blessing? I know somebody gonna watch this and get upset, and I know somebody gonna say y'all tripping. You shouldn't have said that. And I get it. I could take that lick. We could take that lick. You know what I'm saying? We'll take that. But at the end of the day,
truth is truth.
You're on your knees is where you're submitted to get the blessing poured on you, if it makes sense. And nobody wants to bow down. We want to figuratively bow down. We want to bow down right now in the room. I want to figuratively bow down when we come to worship service or different things like that. But when I pull your livelihood, and when I pull the way that you've always been doing things, and now you gotta walk on water.
Yeah. You have to make that decision.
You got to. You walk on water or die.
Yep.
And this is where we are.
Sink or
This is what we're
stand.
coming to. And I once again, these moments, I feel some kind of way about media and fear mongering and different things of that nature. I hear all kinds of, like somebody said today, somebody said they shot the swag. He said somebody in Florida gave a thing talking about that the virus can't live in 130 degrees. So listen, this is a real thing though. Y'all gonna laugh, y'all gonna think it's a joke, but somebody's very serious. But they said so you should take a blow dry and heat it up.
A what?
A blow dry.
A blow dry?
And heat it up, and then like shoot the hot air. Pause.
Yo,
and it's gonna kill coronavirus.
Yo, the same way.
Now I don't want to be spewing this foolishness out, so don't you go do that and say we do. This is my disclaimer, but
no, I'm saying like the same way that you gonna post that video about the dude with Jesus and God. I think you should post a video with you trying out the blow dry.
The challenge we gonna call it the blow dry challenge.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, pause on that. Pause on that.
Kill Corona with the blow.
I don't care how nobody feel, but all day pause on that. We will not have that campaign, that challenge.
Bro.
The blow challenge, we will not have that.
Did you see them do it?
The blow dry challenge? No, I ain't seen that. I just heard somebody talking about it. I didn't even hear the article myself, so we're not even connecting this with me.
Oh, okay.
Somebody else told me this.
Oh, second. Okay, I got you.
This is third hand.
Okay.
Fourth
Third hand, huh?
Hey. So, but that's crazy how stuff, like they say, I heard today that it takes, for one person to get tested, it takes 3 or 4 test kits. Doesn't add up.
That's a waste.
Did y'all do it wrong?
It's a waste. I heard that they had the test that they had was giving back false positives. So like you could take it. That's why I think that's why they take so many, because they gotta average
Jay,
it
that's
out.
so stupid, Jay. Jay, that's so stupid, bro. That's so crazy, bro. What?
We 3 months behind and we still can't get proper tests?
They don't know nothing else though, bro. That's all they could do.
I really got upset about that just now. That they giving false positives. We don't know what number's real. Oh.
So they might say somebody that did get it that actually don't got it, but the test gave a false positive.
Right. And then you know what fear does. Mm-hmm. Fear in your mind. Imagine somebody telling you that you got something that you don't have. You immediately begin to leave that office and believe that you have it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's all fear.
Without a second thought.
Being according to your
faith.
That's neither negative nor positive. Now your faith just works.
Yep. Yep.
Faith is a substance of things.
Hope.
The evidence of things. That's not negative or positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all fear is. Faith for something negative.
Faith, right. So now you could be up there hoping for healing from something that ain't there, and the whole time your hope is creating it.
Mm-hmm. That's a dangerous game to play.
Dangerous game to play, but fear. But it's the devil's game. It's Satan's game. That's what he's had. You know, you surely he just wants you to know you ain't gonna be like him. So we scared to not know something. Mm-hmm. So we do the exact thing. Mm-hmm. That we wasn't supposed to do.
True story.
Because we were afraid of not being in the loop. Mm-hmm. If I put you in the loop, you couldn't handle what you saw. Mm-hmm.
And FOMO is real, bro.
Yeah, FOMO is real. FOMO is real.
People don't like not knowing.
FOMO is real.
Or not being in the loop, bro.
Yeah, if anybody's running this fear of missing out, we should just let them think about it. Huh? What's FOMO? You Google that FOMO real quick. They're afraid of it. Mm-hmm. I think that, but regardless of
it's the same thing. It goes both ways. Like even like with the panicking or just the rushing out to get this and that, it's the fear of missing out.
Yep.
Because you don't want to be not the people that's doing what everybody else doing and then be on the other end of it.
Politician.
Yeah, so if everybody else doing that, I need to go ahead and do that too. Regardless if I know what the point is.
It's like when somebody start running, everybody start running in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Where we running from?
No gunshots. You ain't heard nothing.
Everybody just running.
Yeah, just running.
Yeah.
Just be a marathon.
I was wondering, because, they say them people still asking for their rent. So I was wondering, like, people could barter, with, like, toilet paper. Like, I'll give you 2 packs this week.
I give you 2 packs this week, next week. Right. I know some people need it.
Yeah.
Some people need it. That's crazy, man. I think this is where we are.
Yeah.
And I hadn't, it's not that I'm going to just speak for myself personally. Mm-hmm. I hadn't really been bothering God about this.
Mm-hmm. True story.
I've been asking, I pray the same prayer I pray when things are good, then things are not so good. Mm-hmm. And he said, when you pray like this, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. He said, pray after this manner. Mm-hmm. So it may not be those exact words, but he's praying identity and God's identity be finished inside of earth, which is us first. Mm-hmm. And then we begin to say, daily bread, all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm asking for him to finish who he is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay once I ask. I have to be okay with how it's answered.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right? I have to be okay with it not looking like I want to say this too because I wrote this on my phone.
You still got the answer.
You still got the answer, but it just don't look like
what you wanted.
So you got to think root. I'm going these little notes ahead. You got to think roots. The roots are not seen.
Right.
So we want fruit, but you don't think the process of the root. And every growth, this is the truth. Your living body right now is a product of this principle that I'm about to say, right? And all growth began in the dark and the dirt. Every single ounce of it. It was dark and it was dirty.
Yep. True story.
It all begins there.
True story.
And we don't like that, but we want growth. But we don't realize there's going to be some dark moments. And there'll be some moments that you're surrounded and you're going to get a little dirty.
Yep.
And it's not going to be as clean and as bright as you think it's supposed to be.
Right. So be gloomy, bro.
So, right. It's going to be a little gloomy. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be locked inside sometimes on the weekend, listen to the weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
Got him.
Hey, bro.
As soon as the boy said gloomy, I said,
hey, bro. I'm just happy my dog is back to himself now. My dog is back to himself now. He back to himself now, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Ain't no star boy.
ain't no star boy, right?
Yeah,
Growth always starts in the dirt and in the dark, right? And so it's not going to be convenient. It's not going to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So here we are. So we are, y'all.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's when you have to trust.
Gotta trust.
That's
Well, because it ain't really trust if you see it.
Yeah.
Right?
If you up, it's sunny and everything, it's like, oh, okay, that's what he was talking about right there.
Right.
Nah, when you in the dirt though.
Everybody want the rainbow after the flood. They want the rainbow and the effects after the flood, but nobody wants the flood to come.
Yep. Nope.
Right? And things may get on some biblical proportions. Right?
Yeah.
I heard somebody saying, I won't go too deep into this, but we were talking, and I love my friends. I love y'all, and I love our friends that work with us RedIn30.
We love you too, bro.
We love you too, dog.
We love you too, dog.
No, but what I love more
The light skinned guy.
light skin dude, right.
Yeah,
You
trying to be
gotta
tough.
overcompensate. Right. But what I do appreciate more about us than having common interests and different things of that nature is our ability to think critically, regardless of what's been conditioned, and our ability to not be afraid to think out of the box when we read things about Jesus, we read things in the Scripture, and not get away from God's meaning, but not be afraid to say, "Hey, maybe He's saying this," and we'll see.
Yeah, right.
Right? This is faith, right? Because Jesus was saying a lot of stuff that people still don't understand to this day. To this day. You know what I'm saying? So, but he was saying,
Yo, boy.
he was saying that sometimes we talk about end times, but it says end time. He said, when I thought, this is what he told me. He said, when I thought of end times, shout out to EJ. He said, when I thought of end times, he said, I thought it was going to end that time and begin another. Last days, Last days of what? That last stuff y'all was doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All like school, like we ain't in school right now, but you got the last day of
School. Yeah.
That means you can't have a first day till you had you can't have a resurrection till you had a
Crucifixion. Yeah.
right? So I know somebody hollering right now. No, we the end times is when it. Okay, cool, bro. I get it. That's okay. Just you keep believing that. Now. I believe it too. I'm in agreement with you.
All right.
I'm just thinking a little different. So,
We gonna see.
we gonna see. We gonna see. So, but here we are. So I just, my prayer. We could break down. Like, come on, y'all, let's pray for the next. I'm not praying. I'm praying God's will be done. You know what I'm saying? I believe I'm requesting for God's will to be done, and whatever part I play in it, that's what I want to be.
That's it, bro.
That's it. I mean, we have nothing else anyway.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll see.
So how you gonna pray against his will?
We can't pray against it. So stop rebuking the revival.
Yep.
As soon as it don't look like what you want it to look like.
Yep.
And you start in tongues and everything. You start casting down imagination. No, your imagination needs to be cast down because you're a high thing that exalts itself against knowledge of what God is doing. I think God knows what He's doing.
I would hope so.
You think so?
I think so. I believe so.
A question. I got another question. Is God in control or out of control?
In.
Always.
Always, right?
Always.
He always has control.
Yep.
Regardless of what seems to be happening, God is.
Yeah.
control.
In control. Do you really believe that, or do you not?
Well, it depends on what you're basing it on. 'Cause if you're basing it on self-interest, self-will. You know
God, come do something about this right quick.
Come do something about this, right? You know, eradicate. And some of them be like, turn down fire. Come on, bro. Yeah. You remember the disciples want to do that.
130 degrees, huh?
130 degrees fire, right? Turn it all up. The disciples want to do that. I want to call down fire because somebody ain't want to listen to them.
Yeah.
He said, y'all don't know where y'all come from.
Yeah.
Y'all know where y'all come from. We ain't come to take like we come to give it.
Give it, yeah.
So this is where we are, y'all. I can go on about that all day long, but you know, so. You know, if I've been praying, I have been praying. I'm going to pray for something. This is not, I'm going to pray God's will first, then I'm going to add this into my list.
What you going to add, bro?
Lord.
Straight like that,
close your eyes. Close your eyes.
Come on.
Close your eyes.
Come on, Pastor.
If you can do anything, I know we've asked you a lot from you, you know, and but if you can do anything, can you please bring sports back?
Jesus, I felt that in my spirit.
I've been lost in the wilderness. I've been bewildered, lethargic. I don't know where I am. I just can't find a way to watch certain things at certain times because I know that a game should be on.
Basketball.
So God, if you can do anything.
Track.
You know, helping people heal, all that's good. But can you bring
Sports back.
Baseball.
Particularly
Basketball.
the NBA.
NBA.
Particularly
LeBron.
Not hockey.
NBA stands for now bless all of us.
Never broke again.
Never broke again. In the name of, you know I'm playing God. Whatever you got to do, you got to do it. But yeah, so we good?
We good.
We got the point across? I think we got the point across?
I think we did.
I think so.
Hey, man. Hey, Raj.
Like,
come on,
ride,
man.
just
Get it,
ride
man.
the waves of revival, bro.
Give me some sound effects, bro. Y'all gotta put a light skin
Can't tell,
specific
that
sound effect on
Get
there,
that,
dog.
man. Come on, Raj. Come on, clap it up, y'all. Come on. Give it up for the Puerto Rican
I
prince.
appreciate the love, bro.
God bless you, man. Thanks
I never
for coming,
felt so
man.
loved in my life.
Thanks
I
for keeping
appreciate
that
that.
seat straight, man.
bro. It's all
Nikhil
love,
be
bro.
back with us next week. And
Hopefully, I did the light skins proud.
yeah, bro, you did. You did. I think you did,
Yeah.
bro. I think you did. He's reading so good, bro. Yeah, just
Yeah.
Diction. that
yeah,
diction.
your diction, man. Your diction was on point, bro. You know what I'm saying, Paul? So we're out. Red30, red30.com.
I'm out on that one.
Red30.com. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Red30, on Twitter at Red30. Y'all can email us, leave comments. Hey, we're open to your comments. We're not always right. And I want to say this too, that we are learning.
Right.
And we're all growing. So before we be
Process.
very, very absolute about things, it's a learning process. So conversation is always open
Yep.
to, just interpretation. So we're good with that. The red words are the best words.
Yes.
And I will say that regardless.
Yep.
I know a statement was made that the Jesus words were not better than any other words in the Bible. And his words are not better than any words. More important, his words were not more important than any other words in the Bible. They were just clarifying what was already written. Now there was some stuff written after Jesus talked, right? So okay.
Cool story, bro.
And Jesus says, search the script, church, the written, for anything, but they testify of me in the flesh. The word, John 1 says the word was made flesh and dwelt among us. You get it?
Yep.
He says, spirit of quick and flesh, the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are
life.
Must I go on? I can go on and on and on, right? So we want to make so red words.
Yeah, red words.
Red words, red30.com. Pastor J.
Yeah.
Pastor
Raj.
Shoot the J.
Okay, Raj, shoot the J. I'm DM. God bless y'all. Red 30 out. We love y'all. If you're live on Instagram, see y'all later. Peace out. We love y'all. And we are out.
Thank you for watching and listening to the RedIn30 podcast, where we talk about Jesus, truth, and you. Make sure you subscribe and share this with somebody that you love. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. We are RedIn30, so you need to be Red in 30.
RedIn30, RedIn30.